It's Lindsay. It's the date is January 23rd, 2025. It's like early in the morning or late at night, whichever one you want to call it. But I was just up thinking I had to get up and go pee, and then I just couldn't go. And then I thought, go wait a minute. I have some ideas about talking about making a video here or recording. And so as I was thinking, I'm realizing when all this abuse, all this this trauma and narcissistic abuse I've endured for the past, especially the past couple years, with this death of my uncle or father, whatever. Um, and I'm just thinking about how blatantly obvious it is that there's clearly more money involved and something else obviously going on that I'm not being told the whole truth because of all the things that have happening, all the things that are going on, and all the gaslighting and abuse. And when I'm thinking more about my mother, this Kenny Griffith Baldwin, and I have talked about how there have been many times in my life where I have doubted that this woman is really my biological mother. And I'm thinking again, and I realized, and I'm remembering, and here goes a fucking train in the background that goes off at this hour. Yeah, really, at 2:30 a.m. the train's gonna start going off. Really, just like as soon as I wake up, the fucking train. You start hearing the train in the background. Oh, is that a coincidence? No, it's not. This is part of the city-based harassment stuff. I can assure you, 100% assure you that I can talk more about that again as well. But back to this thing about my mother. So when before Evelyn Griffith, my grandmother, Evelyn Griffith McGuire was her maiden name. Before she died in Houston. She was at a Jewish nursing home called 7 Acres, which she hated that place. Hated it. She hated it. She had been at before that. She was at a place in Kerrville called Hilltop, which she also hate. Well, no, I think she liked it a little bit better, but she wanted to go back to Houston because that's where she lived. That's where she was wanted to go back. So she went back to Houston after being in Kerrville, that Hilltop, and they stuck her. Bob Sussman, the fucking Jew asshole, jackass Jew who tried to control my money, everything about my life, as well as everything about everybody's life. The fucking greedy Jew sticks her in a nursing home called 7 Acres, which is a Jewish fucking nursing home. Why they did that, I don't know. Evelyn was a devout Christian. She was very much into the Bible, very Baptist, and very turned very religious and spiritual in her later years. And she lived up to be like 90 or something, or close to that, I think, when she died. I think close to 90 years old. I don't remember exactly how old she was, but she was born in 1922. She died, I think it was like in, uh, I think around 2013 is when she died. But anyway, around the time I broke my hip, I think is when she died. Really close to that time frame, more or less. But I know that Bob died in 2009. But Mimi died, I think, in 2000, I think 2013 or something like that. But nonetheless, before she died, at some point, I used to go visit her a lot. I spent a lot of time visiting her at the nursing home. We were pretty close. We were really close growing up, actually. I mean, she picked me up from school almost every day, even though she was drunk most of the time. But we spent a lot of time together, much more. Actually, I spent much more time with her than I ever did my biological mother, Kenny. Kenny was negligent, didn't give a fucking shit about me, never asked about my well being, because all she cared about was her status and her fucking Jewish boyfriends and what her career. That's all she cared about. She basically neglected me. She never asked me about my health, about anything. She didn't care. She never cared about me. If there was ever a problem, she just sent me to Bolivia, for example, or to get out of the house because she didn't want to have to deal with it. That's how negligent and narcissistic she was. A horrible mother. Horrible, horribly narcissistic. Big time. egocentric narcissist. And then so Mimi was the same way though. Mimi was narcissistic, an alcoholic, and I was always having to be the adult child babysitting her drunkenness. When she'd scream at me in rages for no reason, I'd be in traumatized because she'd start screaming at me and cussing at me when she just because she was drunk a lot of the time. But so anyway, I remember I always thought sometimes because the way Mimi treated me, I was like, God, she acts like, she's just so bossy and mean. But then it came to me when she was in the nursing home. I'm like, I want to do a DNA test and find out if I'm even related, because I had been doubting and questioning who I am for so many years about my who I am, always suspecting that I was adopted or something's going on, what the fuck? Why do these people treat me this way? Why are they so abusive? Why do they gaslight me? Why is my mother such a bitch? And all this psychological abuse that woman put me through my entire life. I never understood it. I thought it was normal for people to behave that way, but it's not. It's not normal at all. But I thought it was growing up. I didn't know any different. I did not know. I was very naive and just trying to people please is all I tried to do was go to school, make decent grades and be a good person, and that's what I tried to do. I didn't get into trouble. I was very disciplined, and that's how I was as a child and all throughout my high school as well. I was very well behaved. And anyway, like I said, Mimi, so I ordered this DNA test thing online. I think it was called through uh some DNA company. What's it called? They have them here in San Antonio as well. Just some company where you can do a DNA test, and I did that. I sent back the results to them, and then they sent me all the information. And from what I could see from the results, which is really bizarre, and I still have them somewhere in an envelope, and I forget the name of that company. It's like, what's the name of it? It's just it's a DNA place, and they have them in San Antonio. They have them all over. It's like a chain company. What's it called? It's just a place where you can go get different testing done. Anyway, they came up with the results, and it said that she was my mother. For whatever reason, basically from what I was able to conclude and gather with my own research and comparing the results to others that I found online and then asking a bunch of questions, it matched her as being my biological mother for whatever reason. I'm like, what in the world? Okay. And being that, she was born in 1922, Kenny supposedly was born in 1945. I have an aunt who's a little bit older, my aunt Gwen, Kenny's sister, who was born in 19, I guess, 43. So I'm like, what the fuck is this about? And it's like, is Mimi? And then I was like, so Mimi's my mother? Is that why Kenny and Gwen treat me so like a fucking stepsister, and so they're so mean to me with all the lies and gaslighting throughout my life? I'm wondering, like, what's this about? I'm thinking, what in the world? And then supposedly, and then shortly after Mimi dies, I remember when I did the DNA test. I'll never forget. I went into the room at the nursing home. I did the cheek swab thing, and she allowed me to do it because I asked her permission, but she was also very kind of suspicious and asking me why I wanted to do that. And I said, oh, I'm doing research and whatnot. And so she agreed, but she kept smiling, like this weird smile, kind of smirk that she had, just like the smirk that she would give me every time I bring up, because she knew about that man, Walter Schutze, and she would just smirk about that every time. You know, she acted like she knew something. I remember one time she said, I mean, she clearly knew something about that man. I can assure you that the way that woman behaved when I had mentioned that man, Walter and Austin, she knew something for sure. Because I know Mimi, I knew her well, and I knew all her weird characteristics and quirks. As I knew that woman quite well because she, like I said, I spent so much time with her as a child and teenager when she'd pick me up from school and stay with me at home and until Kenny got home from work. So I thought that was weird. I'm like, so is Mimi my mother? What's up with what's up with these results? And so since 2014, or whenever I did that around 2013, I guess that's when I broke my hip. Mimi died, I think, in 2014 or something. But anyway, yeah, I think she died in 2014 or late 2013, shortly after I broke my hip. So she knew I had broken my hip and all that stuff. She knew I was in agony and pain and depression and all that. And, I just remember because I visited her so much, spent a lot of time with her at that nursing home at the 7 Acres in Houston. But, she and the fucking nurses were so, she had a lot of black African big nurses, and they are so mean to her. She said they're really mean to her. They are very abusive verbally to her, and she was just traumatized. Like she said, they're so mean to her, and I was like, "Oh my god, what do you want me to do? I'm sorry." And I think I even said something to the staff, it's somebody at the front desk once about it, to let them know that they were being abusive towards her. She said, "Yeah, it's these black nurses that are really mean to me. They keep stealing my things," and she said they're just horrible. I was like, "Oh God, I'm sorry." And go figure, go figure. A Jewish nursing home, blacks. I'm sorry, but put two and two together, and it's not that hard to figure out how. And then upon more research over the years about the curse of Canaan or Canaan, and about how these fucking Canaanites and the Jews and the blacks, I mean, it all makes sense to me because that's what they do. They persecute people that are religious, and they hate because they do the same fucking thing to me growing up. And they did it to Mimi in the nursing home because Mimi was very much into the Bible and Jesus and religion and all that. And she became extremely religious, very much into God and Jesus and all this, and it was kind of weird. Well, she had all I mean, so they hated her for that. My mother hated her for that. My mother hates God, seems to hate anything that has to do with spirituality or God or Jesus, because the same thing whenever I had that religious tattoo when I was in Austin, she fucking flipped out and punished me. And same with Carter. All they did was mocked and insulted me and drag me down. I mean, that's how mean these people are because I guess they're so anti God or anti Jesus. And it's even throughout my life going to church. It's like, why do we even go? She's such a hypocrite. She never gave a shit about the Bible or Jesus. It seemed. I mean, I never knew what to fucking think. I was so confused. But my mother acts like a fucking Jew, like an entitled Jewish bitch because she's involved with all these fucking asshole pervert Jews like Bob fucking Jew Sussman, who's a fucking pervert asshole. So I'm just saying, I don't know what her fucking problem is, but she treated me like shit throughout my life, like dirt. But then, ironically enough, she tries to copy me. Like, when I go to Bolivia, she has to go to Bolivia. When I had that friend Terry from Australia, then Terry all of a sudden goes to Houston in Austin. No, because my mother fucking arranged that. That was all after I met Walter, after I'd signed those entertainment release forms. All of a sudden, that shit happened. So my mother like contracts people or bribes people and manipulates people to do shit, blackmail me, I guess. And so it's like she like tries to copy me. And so all of a sudden, I talked to her the other day, and she's acting like a 5-year-old. Well, Jose and I, if she lives in Mexico, Jose and I spent the past 3 days in going to Oaxaca and spending time on the beach with a bunch of hippies, and it reminded me of you, Lindsay. There are some Australian people on the beach playing what's that thing that your Australian friend used to play? What's it called? I'm thinking, oh my god, I'm not going to tell her what it's called, but I know what it's called. A dirigible or some shit like that. Oh, well, it reminded me of you, Lindsay. Yeah, she was throwing fire sticks on the beach, and And I'm like, oh my god, she's acting like like I'm like back when I went to Oaxaca when I was like 15 years old. It's like they're treating me like a child. My mother, all of a sudden, it's like every time my hair changes or something changes in my life or whatever, they treat me like a fucking child. That's what she fucking does with her gaslighting. Oh, because I go to a different gym or my hair maybe looks more blonde. That's the kind of shit these fucking nutcases do to me, thinking I don't see all the gaslighting and abuse of what they're doing to me. It's so obvious that what's going on, and it's totally traumatizing, but I have to act like it's not going on, but she's fucking crazy. That's what crazy people do to their kids or whatever. Narcissistic nutcase, psychologically psychopath type mothers, which is what she is. She just hides it really well. She's horrible, horrible. And then she's like, "Oh," I said, "Well, how's Carter doing?" Because apparently his fucking how all that shit in fucking LA with all those goddamn fucking fires with all these fucking elite people blew the fuck up that fucking goddamn city, which I couldn't fucking care less about the stupid LA. I mean, the people, some of them, but fuck that fucking shit, that fucking stupid goddamn Jewish infested fucking hellhole perverted shit fucking goddamn place. I don't fucking care if that place blows to the ground. I hate that goddamn place for the most part for all the horrible things that happened to me there as well. But she I said, "So how's Carter doing?" I just said out of curiosity. "Oh, well," I said, "did his house Oh yeah, it's okay. They had Kim and Carter, all of a sudden Carter's now working for Elon Musk or something about Elon Musk." She's like, "Well, he has some kind of a they're able to get some kind of Wi-Fi star something, Stargate or some shit like that where now they have internet cuz Kim works from, Kim can work from anywhere, but Carter no 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 and they had some internet. Now they're able to get on the internet because they have some Elon Musk something or the other." And then she started saying how and then all the firefighters were camping out on the beach in tents, and it was so sweet because all the Mexicans and all these people were giving away tacos and taco stands all over the Malibu beach. And I'm like, oh, all the little rich people got everything was saved for all these people. How sweet, I was like, yeah, that's nice, cool, go figure. And I said, so, and of course, Carter's house didn't get any damage, fire damage, which I don't know what to fucking think about that. But I feel like this whole fucking thing was also a setup as well. Nothing surprises me. And I said, yeah, firefighters I respect a lot. So, I mean, the conversation was just so fucking weird because she's so delusional. She acts like a fucking delusional teenager, and it's like she's living the life in Mexico that I probably should have had a long time ago. But here I am, stuck in this fucking shitty, fucking cold, fucking horrible situation. It's all just punishment, you see. What I have to go through is a nightmare. Nobody gives a shit about me. I don't have any friends. That horrible abusive relationship I was in with that fucking narcissistic Jew ass kissing fucking asshole pervert that basically was sexually exploiting me, that motherfucker, and all that shit. They're all involved with it. These fucking Jews, I swear to God, because I know that motherfucker was paid by these so-called people to harass me and do this shit. That fucking Lewis, whatever the fuck his name is, if that's even his real name, it probably is, but he's such a fucking asshole. And all these people and my mother, I don't like any of them. I really don't. The only reason I'm in contact with them is because I have to be. Other than that, I don't give a fuck about them. I don't care. I don't want to know. Especially, I just don't. And to me, she's already dead. Like I'll never see her again. I already know that. I don't have any family. I've gotten really used to spending every holiday alone, my birthdays. She'll call me. This is another thing that gaslighters. She calls me like after a couple days after my birthday, like 4 days. "Oh, happy birthday." Oh, and then she sends me a $25 Amazon card, like sending it like 5 days after my birthday. Shit like that. All the gaslighting that this woman has done to me. And that's been my entire life. She's done that shit to me. All my life like that. And it's like, what the fuck is going on here? And then Gwen, It's like, and then and she texts me, and by the way, Gwen has had her knee surgery. It's like she expects me to cater to her, to cater to Gwen, to cater to these people. And Gwen I can get along with, but I know they're all lying to me. I know that they don't want me to know something. And I keep wondering, is Mimi my biological mother or something? Is that bitch Kenny just a fucking stepsister or half sister? Because she's a fucking bitch. And I know Carter's not my I mean, he's a half sibling. I think his father's that Bob jackass fucking Sussman motherfucker. Nasty fucking. Yeah, I think that's his father. I think these things. I could be wrong, but these are things that I've concluded that I suspect because there's just so many lies in that family, so many fucking lies, so much shit going on that it's overwhelming. I want these people away from me. They're toxic. I don't want to have anything to do with any of them. I don't want any of their fucking photos. And this, I just want them dead. To me, they're dead. I honestly, after all that probate abuse, he stole my fucking inheritance, stole all my fucking money. I don't know what I'm gonna do from one day to the next. I don't know. I struggle. No one cares. They just think it's funny, like watching what I'm gonna do next. What gym is she gonna go to? What just what kind of hairstyle or what they just fucking have made a fucking mockery out of everything about me. Everybody. I don't have any real friends at all. They think that they don't have any idea what I'm going through. None at all. And I don't know how I'm able to deal with all this trauma, like constant changes and people, all the shit, the fucking nigger. Yeah, I call him a fucking nigger because I'm sorry, that's what he is. That nasty jackass pervert fucking criminal next door. I mean, I have no idea how I've been able to survive all this shit. And the other dude next door, another drug dealer or druggie. I mean, it's just disgusting. This neighborhood, it's so horrible. These people are all like this whole street of people. I think they're all involved with fucking drug shit, drug dealing, Mexican cartels. I don't know, but I hate it. I hate it. Most of the time, I just want to fucking kill myself or die or shoot myself. I hate living in this city. I hate living in this neighborhood. It's been a horrible experience, nightmare for me. And nobody bothers to ask how I'm doing, what's going on. Nobody fucking cares. They've all got their own problems, I understand. But nobody ever gives it, truly, genuinely cares about me. Nobody. Especially these dumb men, if they do, they just want to use me and sexually harass me or practically fucking rape me like that fucking dumbass fucking Lewis working at that fucking Jewish infested, perverted fucking Saks Fifth Avenue with all the other fucking perverted fucking kikes and stupid whatever the fuck. I hate him. I hate that asshole. And after coming here with this stupid gift of the white, ugly white jacket that's too big and the stupid fucking black, ugly lingerie, I just want it out of my house. Everything about that motherfucker. He's just a fucking creep, pervert creep, act like a fucking Jew. I hate him. I hate these people. I can't stand any of them. I know that that's all a setup. I know that this motherfucker is just some paid fucking actor or whatever in my life to fuck with me that has something to do with that goddamn stupid Jewish Bob fucking Sussman and his fucking family. Probably paying him to do that because of money. It's all about money because that's all they care about with me is exploiting me financially, mocking me, stalking me, harassing me. But I'm just imagining all this. I'm the bad person for exposing these people, and I will keep fucking exposing them and putting it on my fucking YouTube channel. I don't really fucking care because everything that I'm saying is truth. Every word out of my mouth that I'm speaking is the truth. Okay? I'm sorry if I say nigger when I say black people, but they are so fucking mean to me that you cannot imagine the harassment and stalking that these fucking blacks have been doing to me ever since I've lived here in San Antonio, especially, but throughout my entire life. So yeah, I sometimes call them fucking nigger because look at the shit fucking nigger music they listen to. They bring it upon themselves, by the way, their culture, and they're horribly mean. Like a few days ago, I went to the Dollar Tree on New Braunfels or whatever, off of East Houston. There's a couple black women in there. I walk in there. There's nobody in the at the register at all, but you can hear a bunch of loudmouth voices, black women, yeah, 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 talking really loud, just screaming practically. There's nobody at the register at all. Nothing, nobody there to watch anything but the fucking whatever. I guess they're having a meeting. I don't know. But so there's just people standing around waiting make their purchases, and then this black woman comes out with a fucking attitude, drinking her drink and just whatever, doesn't have the stupid light on at the register, and then she has a fucking attitude. The other black bitch is screaming at her, and so I'm like, oh my god. So finally I'm able to get it, get she's able to get her fucking shit together so she can check out the people in line, or let them pay. And so she's just got this fucking attitude the whole time. Meanwhile, give me this dirty look. It's like, what the fuck did I do to you, bitch? Fuck you. I'm thinking, of course, I didn't say anything. I never say anything to these people, but the way they look at me, like they want to kill me and attack me, makes me go into wanting to defend myself. Because I have to go through this every day. They abuse me. They come up to me at my car, start harassing me with a fucking thing about let me wash your windows. What's wrong with you? Are you having a bad day? Get the fuck away from me, nigger. Stop harassing me in the fucking parking lot, you dumb fucking nigger. You know, every fucking time I go out in public, especially on that goddamn street by across from the HEB, these fucking niggers just start harassing me in the parking lot. Some dumbass nigger with a fucking window wash shit, especially. They're just stupid, annoying. They always target me, always, and I have to keep my cool and not blow up. But they bug the fucking crap. They bother the shit out of me. They just do. Every gym I go to, there's always some fucking black guy stalking me or gets obsessed with me like that. The last gym, that fucking nigger Charles. Oh, I like your legs. Always staring at me, commenting on my calves like a fucking pervert nigger just to insult me. These stupid nigger blacks. They're horrible. I don't care what the fuck anybody says. I should know going through this shit. They're horrible, horrible. They're abusive. They are the ones who abuse. I never say a fucking do anything to these people. They have targeted me for sure. So I'm sick and fucking tired of their shit. That's why I just ignore them in public. I do not go anywhere near them if I don't have to, because I know exactly the shit that these motherfucking blacks get away with, their dumb affirmative action shit. They always fuck with me everywhere I go. Always, always, always harass me. It's subtle, but it's very obvious what they do. And that's why they make me so uneasy, and I just ignore them. Act like I don't see them. That's what I have. That's the only way I'm able to survive. And if I see one at the grocery store who happens to be in the checkout, I just ignore. I usually just go to someone else who's not black if I can avoid them. I do, just for my own survival, because that's what they do. They provoke you into wanting to react in a way you get violence so that they can fuck with you. But I don't. I don't fucking say anything or do anything. But God knows that you want to react in a way that's that way because of the way they fucking provoke.